live. Yeah, we live, and all that good. We gonna wait for the good people to come in. Pause.
Are you fucking serious?
We gotta talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. The 1 versus the 4 seed, right? The 1 versus the 4 seed. That's what we talking about. Cut my music. Cut my music. Rigged, scripted, fix. Back with another one. Right? So we're gonna get into it, right? For the people that's already watching, I don't want to waste your time. For the people that's gonna come in, I'll get to y'all. Somebody gotta let me know if it's the chat working. I need to know if the chat is working. But it should be. I don't think there's any reason why it shouldn't be, right? I need to know if the chat is working. Just let me get a 1 in the chat. Right? Just so I know it's all good. Right? But yeah, we gotta talk about it, people. Right? Alright, we good. The chat works. I just wanted to make sure the chat works. Just wanted to make sure it worked. Right? So, I mean, basically, the topic of today, what we have to talk about is, you see the title, right? Basically, I've been on this for a couple of months now. You guys know it. So we're going to get straight to the point. I've been on it for a couple of months, and I'm not changing my stance. You guys know where I'm going with this, right? I spoke about it. I even spoke about a quarterback with number 14, but I didn't say it's a for sure thing that he's going to go to the Super Bowl, aka that's Sam Darnold. People, for those that don't know who I'm talking about, I didn't say it's a foregone conclusion that he can go, but I did say the Seahawks is going to have a good ass season, and right now, as you guys know, Sam Darnold and the Seahawks is having pretty much a good ass season. What are they? They're like 5-2 right now, right? There's 5 teams on. I think there's about 5 teams in the NFC that's 5-2, which is great. Seahawks are one of them, but there's something funny about that whole standing, and we're gonna get to that in a couple of minutes, right? So you got Sam Darnold, number 14. So I spoke about that. But he could be a representation of what's going to happen this year. That's why I said, okay, you guys asked me, who do I like in the NFC this year? I told you there's 3 teams that I am looking at, right? The Packers, of course, because the Packers, I've been saying it for this season and the last 2 seasons before. I said this should be the time that we see the Packers in the Super Bowl. I said that 2 years ago for those that was following me, right? And so far, maybe it looked like it can be that, right? Super Bowl 60 or 61 or some shit like that, right? Packers, Seahawks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what I said. And all of them's doing good right now. All of them can't make it to the Super Bowl. It can only be one, right? But so far, that prediction is looking good. I always put the Rams up there just because of the whole situation with them and the Chiefs, how they intertwine with each other. You guys know how I feel about that. So I had dropped them down to number 4, right? So number 14 is a big deal, and it kills me how a lot of people still is not seeing it. Number 14 is a big deal. Shout out to my chat by putting the 1 in there. I just wanted to make sure it worked. That's good. That's good. That's good. Right? So I needed to know from y'all, what are people missing? Why can't they get it? Now, we might see a different set of seeds, right? Because I also want to know from you, don't say it yet in the chat, but what seed, even though you don't know the team, that's the crazy part, right? If you can predict what seeds you think Doesn't matter if it's from the AFC or from the NFC, right? Like what number seeds you see happening, like what a number 2 versus a 3 seed, right? Doesn't matter if it's from the AFC or the NFC, right? You see a 1 versus 6, blah blah blah. My prediction is a 1 versus a 4. I've been saying it for months, and I'm going to keep saying it. A 1 versus a 4, maybe a 2 versus a 7. A 1 versus a 4, maybe a 2 versus a 7. Right? Doesn't matter which way. The number 1 can be from the NFC or the number 1 can be from the AFC. The number 4 can be from the AFC. The number 4 can be from the NFC. So it could be 1 versus 4, 4 versus 1. It doesn't matter whichever way you look at it. But I'm here to say I really do think it's possible we could see a 1 versus a 4 seed even without me knowing the standings right now. Which means, basically, when the seeds come out, even if I hate the team, there's certain teams I hope don't get a 4 or 1 seed. Kind of like I hope the Lions don't get it. You know what I mean? Like a team like that. I hope they don't get it. Shit like that. But on a serious note though, that's basically me choosing 4 teams that I can see. I don't want to say win, but play in the Super Bowl soon as the standings come out. Right? Number 1 versus a 4. No matter who it is, I know that sounds crazy without us even knowing. We're not even halfway through the season, to be honest, right? We're not even there technically, not yet. But this is how I feel. I think my NFL Super Bowl matchup is a 1 versus a 4 seed, people. I think they're playing in our face. That's what I think. Personally, that's just me. Now, if it happens, I ain't gonna shut up. So let's just hope I'm wrong about this shit. But a 1 versus a 4 seed is what I see, people. For some reason I do. I'm seeing them, these clues. They just keep popping up, and like for those that's probably new or that's gonna watch this playback, just start off going to my live when I spoke about the Shane Tamaru, how whatever his name is. That's the shooter that was here in New York, that drove from Vegas all the way here to New York, was supposed to go to the NFL headquarters. He ended up in the building, but he passed the floor, right? He passed the floor, which happens to be on the 5th floor. So the NFL headquarters happens to be on the 5th floor, but he ended up on the 23rd floor. He ended up on the 33rd floor. There go that 33 symbolism, right? There go the 2 3s. That's that symbolism, right? But he ended up, he was supposed to go to the 5th floor. I found it funny. See, 5 could be the lucky number too. I need you guys to understand that, right? So that's on the 5th floor. He was also a football player, right? In high school, his number was 5. I'm just letting you know. I'm just going through it briefly, right? His number was 5, right? They go that 4-1. He happened to be 27 at the time that this happened. 2 times 7, right? 14. Now, like this ain't no conspiracy theory shit, but I just need you guys to understand the funny shit that goes on. We can see a 1 versus 3 as well. That's some regular shit. The 1 versus 3 is also a nice backup though. And shout out to King High Priest for that one. I see him in the chat with that. That's something I thought about as well, because that can equal to the 4. 4 times 1 is 4, but 3 plus 1 is 4. So we could definitely see a 1 versus 3 too, everybody. So I should have named it 1 versus 4 or 1 versus 3 in the Super Bowl. That's what I should have named it. Right? But just be clear, we could possibly see something dealing with a 4. right? So whoever ends up a 3 seed, do not count them out. But you would have to root for the 1 seed on the other conference as well. So keep that in mind. But that whole 4, that whole 14 shit, the 14 shit seems to pop up a lot. I don't know if that's the coding for 3, because 3 numbers is in between. When you think about 4 and 1, 4 tick, right? Because 1 plus 3 is 4. I don't need to tell you guys that. It's simple math. So maybe that's the difference, and it brings us back to that 3 number. We've always been talking about the 3, right? We talk about the 3 all the time. Shout out to my chat. I'm gonna get to y'all. Make sure y'all taking these notes down, because we about to see something very soon in the NFL, and I feel it. We're gonna go over the standings too, right? It could be 1 versus 3. But that 4 and 1 shit for some reason keeps popping up. That's my whole thing. Unless the number 3 seed is going to win the Super Bowl. But didn't the number 3 seed win the Super Bowl? Wasn't it the Chiefs like 2 years ago? Right? Wasn't they a 3 seed when they had won that year? Yeah, they was. They was a number 3 seed 2 years ago. Some shit like that. Right? So I mean, we gotta look at certain things. It's a little, I mean, I just want y'all to wake up now, right? And I find it funny, Toronto in baseball, Toronto Blue Jays, and their star Guerrero, he happens to be no, he see, this is what I'm saying, y'all. Like really think about it. Forget all the conspiracy theory shit. This happens every single year when it comes to clues, right? Somebody tell me in the chat what's his number, so anybody else is watching can understand. Instead of me saying it, he's Toronto Blue Jays. He's now playing in the World Series, right? But what is his number? Hasn't it been 32 years since the Blue Jays been to a World Series, some shit like that, right? But what is his number in the chat? Could y'all please say it? What is his number? Yeah, the 1 versus 3 is the 4. Yeah. Well, since the chat is taking too long, I'll tell you. He's no, not 41. Guerrero, 27. You guys see what I'm saying, right? Yeah, yes, that's right, Randy. Yeah, 27. So chat, do you understand what I'm trying to say? That 27. I just want you guys to take notes. So when the playoffs do come, you can flip over your notebook or go into your phone where the notes is and be like, all right, note that. There's a possibility this can happen. So I might want to bet on these teams to win the Super Bowl. Or maybe put it like this, y'all. When the seedings come out, because we all know the number 1 seeds is not going to play the first week of the playoffs, right? Because they get the automatic bye. We all know that. So you wait to bet them the second week of the playoffs. But the 4 seeds, you might want to pay attention to the 4 seeds that first week. We always pay attention to the 3 seeds anyway, right? That we talk about 3 all the time. So of course you guys are going to stick with the 3, right? Boom, granted. But when it comes to the number 4 seed, I think you guys should pay attention to the number 4 seed when it comes out. When the playoff standings come out, when that bracket comes out, you need to pay attention to who's that number 4 seed. I'm telling y'all, it's something fishy about this. Right? Yes, and I find it funny, the Kendrick versus Drake shit. I mean, once again, fuck all the conspiracy theory shit, y'all. These are clues that they always give us. At this point, a lot of people just need to suck it up and just admit that all this is a connection. Some people that just don't want to believe, you just need to suck it up. It is what it is at this point. Get with the program, y'all. Rigged, scripted, and fixed. You have to get with the program. Don't stop watching it. You have to watch it for your entertainment, right? And enjoy it. But just know what you're watching. Because numbers like this, I don't care when nobody tells me. Numbers like this don't line up like that. You don't see a pattern of certain numbers that keep repeating itself all the time. The NFL is known for doing this. NBA does it. Of course, other sports do it, but for the NFL, it's kind of noticeable. It's too noticeable, especially with the fact that they don't have as many games, right? The NFL, what is it? 17, it's 18 weeks, right? Each team is gonna play 17 times. They get one bye, so it's kind of you understand what I'm saying? They're playing once a week. There's no team that's usually playing twice a week, right? They'll have short weeks, right? They play on a Sunday and next thing you know they have a Thursday game. So, you'll see shit like that. But for the most part, it's not like the NBA where each team, or there could be a chance that a team is playing 3 times a week or some shit like that. So it's easy for us to see the bullshit. We could kind of spot it like, yeah, something about this don't seem right, right? So when we see it, it's like, okay. But this 1 versus 4 shit just keeps popping up all the time. And it took me, I instantly saw it. Even before the games actually started. When the NFL, as soon as that man Shane Tamaru came in the NFL headquarters, but ended up on the 33rd floor, I started to see the signs of, how old is he? He's 27? Interesting. Okay. And high school he played football. Oh yeah, but he had what, CTE? What was his jersey number? Oh, he was a 5. Oh, there go that damn 4-1. You know what I'm saying? 27 years old. There go that 14 and 1-4. It just keeps popping up for some reason. Shout out to my guys. Shout out to everybody watching. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Shout out to every single one of y'all. I'm going to get to my chats too. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get to my chat. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get to that. But you guys have to know this shit. At some point, you'll be fire, man. I see it. I see the bullshit. That's all I want y'all to do, honestly. I don't even really ask for nothing from y'all. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. I'm here to feed you the information. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't ask for nothing. But I feel like I have to feed you the information. And you do what you want with it. I'm not saying that you have to feel how I feel about it. No. Just pay attention to what the fuck I'm talking about and see, am I 1,000% always right all the time? No. But God damn it, this information I be ESPN and shit like that can't tell you this type of information. They're not allowed to. This is what I'm saying. Y'all pay attention to that, and that's the reason why motherfuckers always lose. That's why they always get y'all. Because they feed you a narrative, and you guys run with it, and you believe that's true. Why would they always want to give you the truth if they have betting lines themselves? There's something called ESPN Bet. So you really think that these guys with these suits is gonna get on TV and say, let's help the general public make some money? That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. You guys understand what I'm saying? Right? I see what you guys are saying. That 4-1s. I'm just listen, and listen. This shit can end up being 3, right? The 4-1, and what's the difference between that is 3, right? But then if that happens, that's definitely no news to us. That's just another day in the office for me and every single person in the chat, and even the people that's watching. You guys know that if you want to talk about the 3, that's a regular day in the office for us. We've been talking about that. The 3 and the 33 or the 32 or whatever, right? Also, the 23, the 32, the 33, the 3 by itself, the 6 by itself. We talk about that all the time. So if that ends up happening, with meaning a 6 seed wins or 3 seed wins or some shit like that, that's nothing. Been there, done that. We spoke about that. This matchup, something tells me we're gonna see maybe a 1 versus 4, maybe a 2 versus 7. You understand what I'm saying? It's funny, right? Let me start off with this. Let me just show y'all something. No big deal, right? Something regular. Regular shit. Let me see. Uh, this this one right here. I found this to be funny. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right? Now, what do you guys notice? Now, that's the standings, right? That's not all. But if the playoffs was to start right now, if the playoffs was to start right now in the NFL, tell me what you guys see right there. What do you notice? If the playoffs was to start right now, look at all those 5-2s, right? 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2. You know, San Francisco 5-2, Pittsburgh 5-2, Tampa Bay 5-2, Detroit 5-2, Seattle 5-2, LA 5-2. But for some reason, they have more wins than a particular team that ends up number one. And what is the record of that team that's number one for some goddamn reason? Look at the seeds, y'all. We all know it ain't gonna stay this way. As far as because it's gonna some of these teams gonna move down, some of these teams gonna move up. We know that, right? But what you from what you see, from what you see right here, because the NFC it seems to be stacked with wins. That's the reason why I'm talking about them. I didn't get to the AFC yet, but for some reason that NFC, as you guys see right here. Now, for those that's listening but not watching, what I have on the screen is the top 7 teams, which is, the top 7 teams is the one that make the playoffs, right? The number 2 through 7, which they're going to be playing the first week, right? The wild card games. All of them are 5-2. Understand, they are all 5-2, as you can see. But the number 1 team is 4-1, or they also they have that tie. So being that they have less, right, less losses than 2 through 7, they are honored to be the number 1 seed. Because that other game happened to be a tie, which they had with the Cowboys a couple weeks back when it was 40-40 or some shit like that, right? So being that they have less losses, but they also have less wins than 2 through 7, they are the number 1 seed. Detroit, no, I'm sorry, not Detroit. Green Bay Packers, that is, people. Green Bay Packers is what they go that 4. So that 4 again. And with that 1, that's the bullshit that we see. Once again, San Francisco 5-2. If the players was to start, that'll be interesting, right? We'll have San Francisco versus LA Rams. We all know about that. That's a lot of history. First off, they're in the same division. So I mean, of course, I'm not gonna lie. That of course that's gonna be an exciting game to watch. It always is, right? But it's nothing new for us. We've all seen that plenty of times in the playoffs, um, with these teams, right? Um, the Eagles and the Eagles versus Seattle. Now that right there is actually an interesting game for me. It's an interesting game right there. Eagles versus Seattle. If I see that, I'm definitely taking Seattle on that one. This is if the playoffs was to start. I'm taking Seattle. Then we got Tampa Bay versus Detroit. Right? There you go. What do you see right there? Who's that number 4 seed? If the playoffs was to start. See, that's what I like. I want to see Seattle or Tampa Bay as a number. No, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Seattle as a number 4 or number 1 seed, or if anything, number 6. Now 6 is another number that we always talk about too, right? You guys notice something, right? If the players was to start, all the teams that I'm rocking with all fall in line perfectly. The 6, we already know that's a big deal number, right? I would rather than be 3, but 6 is still an important number. But then you got Tampa Bay as the number 4, and you got Green Bay as the number 1. If I can listen, if Green Bay and Seattle and Tampa Bay can stay in those spots, or Seattle and Tampa Bay can swap. Not saying that's going to happen, but if it was to happen, oh my God, I would love it. But in order for something like that to happen, I would need San Francisco to still stay hot, or maybe LA to stay hot. So Seattle, no, see, this is kind of fucked up though. I'm in a fucked up situation with this too, because certain teams I'm not gonna root for, I may need them to do good. But if it was to start today, you got Green Bay at number 1, you got Tampa Bay at number 4, y'all. That's the 4 and the 1. So those two would be my pick. Even though I'm high on Seattle too, but I'll let you guys know this. If we was to see this, Green Bay and Tampa Bay would be my pick out of the NFC. So now for those watching, you get what I'm saying, right? Shout out to my mother effing chat, right? But you guys see what I'm saying, right? How does this look? To me, this is exactly how I like it to look. Tampa Bay, if you can stay in 4, stay in 4. Green Bay, if you can stay in 1, stay in 1. Seattle, if for some reason y'all can get to 4 or 1, do so. But this is aligned great, the way I would need it to be. And yes, I have futures on Tampa Bay to at least go to the Super Bowl. Go. Whether they win or lose, just go. Seattle the same. And they playing state. I had them when it was plus good money. Right? Keep it that way. This is exactly what I like. So you guys see what's going on here. Green Bay happens to be 4-1 and 1 because of the tie, but they get the number 1 seed. That's funny. So, I mean, boom. Yeah, tied with Dallas, the 4-1-1. Info. 41, the 13th prime. Taking the 5 undefeated NCAA teams this week to lose. I'm gonna look at that King High. I'm gonna go look at that because I think being that we're about to head into November, some of those teams do got to take an L. So I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. So now, back to what I was saying, right? Let's go to something else. This was a funny conversation. Somebody on Twitter, right? That's into sports. I guess a journalist or some shit like that. I found this funny. Look at this, y'all. Look at this, right? So it was another post about this was a couple weeks, right? What's the date on this? Let me see. October 10th. Okay, what 2 weeks ago or something like that on average. So it says Brock Purdy is starting again. So Brock Purdy's starting again. Let me put this down. Make sure I get it straight for you. Brock, yeah. I'm sorry, not Brock Purdy. God damn, them motherfuckers is the same. 49ers quarterback Mac Jones starts again, right? So this was 2 weeks ago or so. Now I want y'all to pay attention. Look what I wrote. No, he writes, Mac Jones has quietly gone 3-0 as a starter. 90 yards and what? That says 6 touchdowns. Right? That obsolete injury. No, I can't see. I gotta make this. Damn, I gotta make this bigger. I can't see myself. Right? Blah blah. So, I can't even read what I wrote. I gotta make this bigger, but I don't want to fuck the screen up. Not the screen, but I don't like doing that. Fucking it all up. But you guys basically see what I'm saying, right? And what I wrote is he is going to go 4-1. Watch and see. That's what I said. You guys see it. It's right here. Should I even make it bigger? He is going to go 4-1. Watch and see. That's what I said. I said that 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Before that game 2 weeks ago, by the way. He said you've had a right laugh there, mate. Mac Jones ain't lasting 5 games. So that's when he was 3 games in, basically. So it was 2 more games. Now, could somebody tell me, right? With that being said, look, just look. You guys see it, right? This is what I said 2 weeks ago. He's going to go 4-1. Watch and see. I try to tell y'all. That's the reason why my B Fire 1 Twitter got taken down, because of the information I kept putting out there. Boom, took that shit down. But this is what I wrote. Yeah, he's going to go 4-1. Watch and see. Right? Now. Nah, we did this already. Nah, we gotta go back to that. Boom. Right? Mac Jones. Here's an update. Could somebody tell me what Mac Jones went officially after last week's game? 49ers Mac Jones has earned the 400. There go that 4 again. You see it, right? You guys see it, right? You guys see it, right? I'm telling you, let me cook. Let me cook. Mac Jones has earned a 400K. There go that 4 once again. Incentive by winning 4 games as a 49ers starting quarterback. Jones is 4-1 as a San Francisco's quarterback 1.
Are you fucking serious?
You guys see it right there. You guys see it right there. And yes, I did bet on those games. Actually, I went 4-1 betting on 49ers games myself. Really didn't give that out to people, the members, because this is something personal as far as the whole, my stance with the 4-1. Jones is 4-1 as a San Francisco quarterback 1. There go that 4 again, y'all. And you also got to add the 1 in there. So basically, right, don't be surprised if we see something with maybe even a number 4 seed win the Super Bowl, right? Or number 1 seed can win the Super Bowl too, but he'll probably face off against a number 4 seed, right? Or are we going to see a 5 seed win the Super Bowl, right? Are we? It could be 5 plus 1, right? You know, it's all in the numbers. It could be 4 times 1, 4 plus 1. Shit, it could be 4 minus 1, and it end up being the 3 seed. Shit, who knows at this point? But you guys see it, right? I need you guys to see it. Come on, chat. Y'all ready to just admit, like, yo, this shit is they got this shit planned. They have it planned. I need y'all to pay attention. Once the seedings in the playoffs come out, you better pay attention to the number 1 seeds in the AFC and the NFC. You better pay attention to the number 4 seed in the AFC and the NFC. Pay attention to those seeds. Now, I know a lot of y'all can argue and say, well, B5, you better pay attention to all seeds. No. You better pay attention to every seed. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. You gotta pay attention. Anybody that just came in, make sure y'all watch the playback. What we're talking about is the number 1 versus the number 4 seed, right? Ironically, Mac Jones goes 4-1, and he gets that $400,000 incentive because I think your man Purdy is coming back this week, right? So Mac is gonna go back down as a backup. Ironically, after he goes 4-1, now we got your man Brock Purdy. He's coming back. See, I pay attention to this type of shit. I'm not paying attention to the regular shit that your man Stephen A. Smith is talking about. I'm not paying attention to that. That the NFL Network is talking about. I'm not paying attention to the shit that they talking about to fuck your mind up. And now all of a sudden you just don't remember what you know what I'm saying? They try to distract you about talking about some other shit. But for some reason we always keep seeing 14 and 4-1 pop up. Why do we keep seeing that? Nobody has an answer. Now, let me say this. If I am wrong, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right? If we don't see a 1 versus a 4 seed in a Super Bowl, I have no problem admitting I was wrong. I'm not asking, I'm telling you guys my prediction of 1 versus a 4 seed. I've been saying this shit from the beginning. Right? If you're not asking me about a particular team, I'm talking about the seeds. A 1 versus a 4 seed. To be funny, not to be funny, as a backup, it'll be funny if we see a 2 versus a 7 seed, right? It'll be funny if we see a now my off the wall prediction if we were to see 2 7 seeds go at it. That would be funny. And I remember saying that before week 1 started. But I'm just reaching with that one. One versus a 4. Whew, all right. Oh, there you go. I got stuck. I want to show you the other picture. Y'all see this, right? So after the Chiefs got their, what was the 5th win? Not 5th win. I'm bugging out. After the Chiefs got their 4th win, right? After they got their 4th win, because now they're 4-3. They stand with the Chargers, which is 4-3, which I knew this was gonna happen with the Chargers. I knew it. They was gonna let the Chiefs play catch up, right? Denver Broncos is now 5-2. They on top of the West, the AFC West, that is, right? Xavier Worthy, you guys see right here on the screen. Why did he even need to put this? Why did he even need to put this? Could somebody tell me why did he have to put this? Why? Just look at it. For everybody that's on the screen. Now, I mean, yeah, that's watching the screen. For those that's not watching the screen, Xavier Worthy, pay attention to this picture. Right? You got 3 Chiefs right there. What do you see? What does that say? 1 plus 4 equals 5. See, here's the thing about me. Certain shit you can't get over on me. Because I'm going to pay attention to the things that the regular person's not paying attention to. As somebody that does production, right? That's worked with TV channels. I'm here to tell you guys, they do not put certain things on the screen unless it's a reason why they are doing it. Please understand that. Certain things they're not going to put on the screen for you guys to see. Certain photos they're not going to snap for you guys to see unless there's a real reason why they are doing it. Please understand me. I need you guys to get it through your thick skulls. It's a reason. It's a reason why they're doing this. Now, I'm not trying to persuade you to do any. Shout out to my chats. I'm about to get to y'all in a couple of minutes. Every single one of y'all in the chat. Shout out to all y'all. I'm about to get to my shout outs. There's a reason why they do all of this. Come on, stop playing with me. right? And then next week I got more info for y'all too, because the reason why is I have to let this week's info load up because this is Wednesday. We still got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We still got that shit, right? But your man Xavier Worthy, what was the whole point of this picture right here? You know, you got number 5 right there, right? And then you got the 4 and you got the 1. We all know 1 plus 4 equals 5, but it was just the way they were standing next to each other, right? And then 1 plus 4 equals 5. So I'm thinking this: are we gonna see a 1 versus 4 once again? Are we gonna or listen to me, or are we gonna see a number 5 seed win the Super Bowl? Because now that's when I can get on my stupid conspiracy theory shit and say, oh well, yeah, it's being held in San Francisco where the 49ers play, and the difference between 4 and 9 is 5. I could say some dumb shit like that too. I can say that. Maybe it's a little bit of a reach, but best believe we're all gonna come back to this particular live and laugh like, oh shit, guess what happened, B Fire? A number 5 seed did win. So a 1 versus a 4 seed, right? Or is a 5 seed going to win the Super Bowl? I cannot wait for this. I cannot wait for the Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, the playoffs to be set. I cannot wait. And that's for the AFC and the NFC. Now the AFC, as crazy as it sounds, the NFC, I feel more confident than the AFC. The AFC, I feel like it has to adjust itself, right? Like, even though the NFC has to adjust itself too, right? But the Packers may stay as the number 1 for a while, right? Or fight with somebody, so it'll be a 1 and 2 type of shit, right? But for some reason, I feel more confident in the AFC. I don't know. I mean, NFC, I don't know why. I do. I feel confident in the NFC. The AFC, I think it still has to adjust itself, because I still want to see what they're gonna do with the Ravens. I still want to see. If it's a wrap for them, fine, it's a wrap. But I still want to see it. I need to see what they're gonna do with them. I still need to see what they're gonna do with the Steelers. I still need to see what they're gonna do with Cincinnati. And we're not just talking about them being the number 1 seeds, all the teams I've just said, because we know the Ravens ain't gonna be number 1 seed. I think it's impossible at this point. But what I'm saying is, I still need to see how they're gonna adjust them. I need to see how they're gonna adjust the Chiefs, of course. How they're gonna adjust the Chargers, how they're gonna adjust the Patriots, Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? How they're gonna adjust Indianapolis, Jacksonville. Shit, I mean, it's a lot of teams, people. That's the reason why it's kind of hard to see, like, to call it. But I will know when I see who gets the 1, who gets the 4, and then the 5. I'm gonna pay attention to as a backup, just in case it's a clue telling us the number 5 seed is going to win the Super Bowl. But I do want to see a 4 versus 1. That's what I'm calling. Doesn't matter, each side or any side, a 1 versus 4, or maybe a 5 seed to just go on and win. They'll probably end up going again. Wouldn't it be funny if we get a 4 versus 5 seed in the Super Bowl, right? Niners, right? Short for Niners, playing in the Niners field, right? And it happens to be 9 or some shit like that. No, but nah, for real. I'm looking at the 4 versus 1, or maybe a 5 seed. You guys, man, I'm trying to tell you, it's in our face, man. This shit is in our face. It's in our face. I spoke about Sam Darnold. Your man Sam Darnold being good. Is he gonna just win a trophy? I can't say that, but he's doing good. That's usually a clue to let you know, okay, you better pay attention. Number 14, he's representing who's possibly going to win a Super Bowl. If not him, he could be paying attention to who's going to win the Super Bowl, right? I've been going on this for weeks, y'all. You guys know that. Clues. The clues. You got to catch on to them goddamn clues. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's there. It's there. And listen, shout anybody that's watching that's not in the chat. Feel free to give your thoughts on who you 1 versus 4. Who do you see? But you know what time it is right now, right? I gotta give my shout outs. Then we gonna get back into it. My motherfucking shout out. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Rigged, scripted, and fixed. You could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me, right? Shout out to everybody that's watching. We got Grandy Marquise in the goddamn building. You hear me? Grandy Marquise in the building. We got my man Gaw, G-A-W. He back. What's up, Gaw? My guy in the building. Drop a bomb for Gaw. Understand me, right? We got my man Ishmael. You already know Ishmael's in the goddamn building. Ishmael, what's up, my boy? We got Leo, the goddamn conqueror, in the goddamn building. Leo, what's up? Shout out to my boy King High Priest. He in the building dropping some knowledge. Hey, yo, King High, can I get a bomb, please? That's what I'm talking about. Hey, yo, Yeti. My man Yeti with the machete in the goddamn building. My man Yeti 5684 in the goddamn building. Please drop a bomb for him. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, right? Mr. Randy Watson. Yo, Randy, don't play with Randy. He ain't sweet. He ain't candy. Shout out to my man Randy. Bomb. My man Tom, you already know Tom. My man Tom is in the goddamn building. Drop a bomb for my man Tom. Yeah. Who else we got in the actual chat? Smith and West. Hey, yo, Smith and West in the goddamn building. Hey, yo, Smith, what's up, my boy? Bill Fake, games I don't play. My man Bill, chill Bill. What's good, Bill? He in the goddamn building this morning. Don't hate my man Mello the Great in the goddamn building. Don't hate my man Mello the Great. What's up, my boy? Lombardi Lee. Good to see you again, bro. We in the goddamn building. Lombardi Lee, drop a bomb for him, please. Ernesto in the goddamn building. Yes, Ernesto with the 4325 in the building. Drop a bomb for my man Ernesto. T Money in the goddamn building. He's in the chat. Hey, yo, T Money. Somebody run me my money, or I'ma call my man T Money in the damn building. Now, that's for the people that's in the chat, right? That's talking. The people that's not in the chat, that's not talking, shout out to y'all. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me on Rigged, Scripted, and Fix. That's what I'm talking about. Another bomb for y'all. For real, right? So, I mean, come on, guys. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe as well, right? All that good shit. Shout out to my members, too. You know, the members, you know, we've been, well, I think we did like so-so. We did so-so last week, right? That Georgia game. Shout out to Abs. Man, y'all gotta take advantage of in plays too. So that was one of the picks. Shout out to Georgia, right? But anybody in the membership, y'all already know in the description on the YouTube, you go right to the website with the picks and all that. And listen, the Rigged, Scripted, and Fixed hoodies is anyway, right? Damn, I just lost my train of thought. It was something. It was some news I had too. When it comes back to me, I'll let you guys know, right? But yeah, so the 4-1, I wanted to talk to you guys about this because I really feel like you should put your thinking caps on. You know, the 4, the 1, the 5, and you know, I know it's pretty hard to talk about these things because we don't even know who the playoffs are. We don't even know who's in the playoffs. We don't even know the matchup or any of that, right? I understand. I do. I understand that. But it's like I've seen this too many times in the NFL. I've seen this too much. They usually always give clues in the very beginning, right? Like why you're talking about a specific number, right? And then also, what's his name for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Who's the guy that passed away on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Then he passed away. Oh shit, hold on. Damn, I have the info on that, right? He passed away a couple of weeks, right? Oh, a couple days ago, right? So for the guy, so for the player on the Tampa Bay, right? Because he passed away in police custody, right? Something like that. What was his number for the chat? Could somebody tell me like what was his number? I mean, I know it. I know it. I just want to know if anybody in the chat knows. Yeah, Martin. Yeah, Doug Martin. Yeah, 22. Two times two is what, y'all? Now this ain't no conspiracy theory shit, but two times two is what? I'm just saying. I'm just saying though. I just need y'all to pay attention to these goddamn numbers. It's all in our face. It's all in our face. 22. 22. Oh, shout out to Antonio in the goddamn building. Hey, yo, Ant, what's up, my guy? Can somebody drop a bomb for Antonio? He in the goddamn building. Doug Martin. That's right, my boy. I and not that WNBA matters to a lot of people, but we all know who was the one. What was her name for the Las Vegas Aces? Aja Wilson, right? And she number 22. What, she got MVP this year. She got Finals MVP, and they had won the championship. So she just had a dominating year, and she just happens to be number 22. And 22 is 4. I mean, people, it's a pattern with these goddamn numbers. It's a pattern with these goddamn numbers. There was something else I wanted to show you guys too. So as we're talking, y'all ain't see that rant by what's his name that used to play for the NFL? He always rants. Yeah, Martin was from the Bay. Yes, that's right. Reserved. Yeah, reserved intelligence. Where you been, my boy? Reserved intelligence in the goddamn building. Cause somebody drop a bomb for my man Reserved in the building. And Martin was from the Bay Area. That's right. And the Bay Area happens to be in what state? The Bay Area is usually known to be in the state of California where the Super Bowl is played. It's all aligning up, people. It is all aligning up. We may not know the two teams that's going to face off in the Super Bowl, but best believe we are collecting all this info to determine who you think is going to make it to the Super Bowl or what their seed is going to be. And I'm trying to tell you, I won't be surprised if I see a number 1 or number 4 in there, or even you dabble in a number 5 in there. But if I do see, I'll tell you this: if a number 5 seed happens to be a team that I can see win a Super Bowl, that has history of winning Super Bowls, I will bet them as well. Now, if it's like the Detroit Lions as a number 5 or some shit like that, you know I can't bet on them to win no Super Bowl. You already know that's gonna happen. I'm not doing that. You understand what I'm saying? But like, if it's a team that usually does make it to the Super Bowl and they're number 5, I'll rock with them. If it's the Vikings, if the Vikings happen to go to the playoffs and they're number 5, I think the Vikings and the Bills, both teams usually go to the Super Bowl and always lose, right? I don't know which one, or I think they're tied, right, for going to the Super Bowl and always losing or some shit the most, whatever it is, some shit like that, right? But you know what I mean. We gotta pay attention to that number 1. We have to pay attention to that number 4. Gotta pay attention to that number 5. The funny thing is, we can see a 2 versus 7. That may be a stretch, right? Now you could probably say, "Oh, be fine." You might as well say everything, but we're talking about the actual matchups itself. A 1 versus a 4, no matter what side. A 2 versus a 7, right? Um, it'll be a stretch if you see 2 number 7s. Doubt that happens, but that would be funny if that was to happen. Everybody's money would get burnt up if we to see 2 number 7 last place, last seeded teams actually go and face off in the Super Bowl. That would be funny. I would love to see that though. But anyway, or just a number 5 would just win outright. The number 5 seed would just win outright, right? That's what I'm saying. A 1 versus a 4 seed, or we just might see a number 5 seed win outright. We just got to know who's playing, right? But yeah, there was something I wanted to show you guys. No, matter of fact, the chat and your heart of hearts, if what seed can you see this year in a Super Bowl without you even knowing who's gonna face off? That's a hard one to ask somebody. I know it is, but shit, I want to know without even knowing who's playing. Tom says the NFC North Division winner versus the AFC North Division winner. Now, hold on. What did I say before the season started? Before week 1, Tom. I'm glad you said that. What did I say my dream Super Bowl matchup for the year is? Not ever, but for the year. You know what I said? Let me tell you what I said. Packers versus the Steelers. I said that. Assuming the Steelers do their thing. But then we got the Packers versus Steelers this week, so I don't see them running it back in the Super Bowl, unfortunately, right? So, I mean, I guess that's the whack part about it. Packers versus Bills / Ravens. I've heard that a lot too, Packers and Bills. Reserve says Steelers and Packers. Like I said, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. The only sucky part is I want to see Aaron Rodgers play in Lambeau Field again, though, if he's going to go against the Steelers. You notice how they schedule the Steelers and the Packers not playing in Lambeau Field. They're playing in Pittsburgh. That's my favorite game of the week. I already have my pick for that game. I got my pick. Members, you will get sent that pick. I'm gonna send that over to you guys early. I already have my decision on the funny shit that's gonna happen in that game. So I'm gonna send you guys that pick, and hopefully we cash. I feel confident we gonna cash though. I feel confident we gonna cash that. I just see something funny happen, right? Mr. Randy says he has Green Bay winning. Randy, look, Pittsburgh plays Green Bay, this Sunday, so I doubt that happens. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Randy. I don't see them doing. Nah. I mean, it would be good though, but Rodgers would have to play in Lambeau Field. That would actually make for a good matchup. It sucks that we don't get that. You understand what I'm saying, Randy? Like, yeah, it's whatever. But for those watching, right? What do you guys think about this?
The things I've been saying about the NFL.
Let me know if this sounds funny to y'all. Let's load that. Let's load it up. Let's load it up. Yeah. Boom. Let's load that thing up. Y'all ready? Bam. Y'all know what this is about. Right? Y'all know he always talks about exposing the NFL that he played for. Right? Let's listen to this. What you guys think? Roll that shit.
The things I've been saying about the NFL, that is rigged. Talking about the Hunt family, knee deep in the assassination of JFK, that the NFL is gay. Have I said this in a tweet like August 2020? All of a sudden they want to award me a special presentation. Just like how Franco Harris did a special interview before he was killed. This is how they get you. You former football players, they get you to show up at interviews. They get you to show up at presentations. And if you don't understand the numerology of anything, this is how they can get you and trap you. I would have gone and wouldn't know And they could have easily put me in a predicament. I could have been at the bar. I could have been drinking. They could have came to my hotel. Any situation that would have fit my natural foolishness, which means either been drinking or been in a fight with a woman. That would be the only thing they would catch me with, and they would tell you this is how I felt. He died from alcohol poisoning, or he died fighting. And people would have believed it. If I went to that show and y'all would have heard that I got killed and they would have told you I died by alcohol poisoning or something like that, most of you would have believed it because you know that's usually what I've been in trouble for. This is how they get you. It's kind of comical because once you understand numerology and gematria and they use the same numbers over and over and over again, it becomes pattern recognition. Okay? I've seen a lot of football players die and it be because of numerology. I've seen a lot of celebrities die and it be because of numerology. And it's always when they're by themselves, they're found dead in a hotel, or some craziness that they attach it to. And no one can know what's the real truth because they're really that slick with it if you don't have your eyes open. So it's funny to me that these people do not like me. They do not like me around when I was there. When I was in the world, they didn't want me around. So all of a sudden, they're going to give me a presentation after me saying football been rigged, after me saying their family did everything they did, all this stuff I've been talking that smoke, and they want to invite me into an award show to give me a special award for something.
Shout out to Larry Johnson on that one. Oh, this is kind of like a pregame because I actually do want to do a whole show on him. I actually do want to do a whole show on him. I actually want to reach out to him, and that's what I plan on doing too. To let you guys know, I plan on reaching out to him and having a conversation with him. Hopefully, we can get on this platform, right? I'll see because being that as you guys just heard, right? As you guys just heard. And yes, that's Larry Johnson, Randy. Yeah, yes, Randy. That's Larry Johnson. For those that don't know, ex football player, right? So being that you know, NFL now wants to give him an award. I really don't know how he may feel about doing things. So I may understand, but I am going to reach out to Randy Johnson. You know, let him know about the platform and where I stand. You know, and what it is, and hopefully, you know, we can have a conversation. I would like to know a little bit of more info because when I saw this, I found that to be funny that you know the NFL wants to give him an award after he shits on the NFL. You know, now for anybody that think this is real, that the NFL is real, that's your opinion. For anybody that think the NFL is super fake, that's your opinion, right? I'm not here to persuade you into anything. I just want to have the conversation as to only thing I'm not on no side, right? I have my stance on certain things, but I just want to know why would the NFL want to give him an award when he has a certain stance on the NFL? Wait, sounds like he's saying that he's going to be set up. Don't know. Right? But I do find it funny, like, why would they want to give him an award? You know, so I am going to reach out to him for you guys. I want to see, you know, if, you know, what he's talking, if he's willing to do it, right? Even if it's not live, if it's pre-recorded, and then I can go over it with you guys on a live, something like that, right? But I want to have this conversation with him because this I've looked at that video plenty of times. Now, I want to play it again one more time for you guys because I need you guys to understand everything he is saying. I don't think you guys was understanding what he was saying. Pay attention to it. Let's go.
The things I've been saying about the NFL, that is rigged. Talking about the Hunt family, knee deep in the assassination of JFK, that the NFL is gay. Have I said this in a tweet like August 2020? All of a sudden, they want to award me a special presentation. Just like how Franco Harris did a special interview before he was killed. This is how they get you. You former football players, they get you to show up at interviews. They get you to show up at presentations. And if you don't understand the numerology of anything, this is how they can get you and trap you. I would have gone and wouldn't know. And they could have easily put me in a predicament. I could have been at the bar. I could have been drinking. They could have came to my hotel. Any situation that would have fit my natural foolishness, which means either been drinking or been in a fight with a woman. That would be the only thing they would catch me with, and they would tell you this is how I felt. He died from alcohol poisoning, or he died fighting. And people would have believed it. If I went to that show and y'all would have heard that I got killed, and you would have told you I died by alcohol poisoning or something like that, most of you would have believed it because you know that's usually what I've been in trouble for. This is how they get you. It's kind of comical because once you understand numerology and gematria and they use the same numbers over and over and over again, it becomes pattern recognition. Okay? I've seen a lot of football players die and it be because of numerology. I've seen a lot of celebrities die and it be because of numerology. And it's always when they're by themselves, they're found dead in a hotel, or some craziness that they attach it to. And no one can know what's the real truth because they're really that slick with it if you don't have your eyes open. So it's funny to me that these people do not like me. They do not like me around when I was there. When I was in the world, they didn't want me around. So all of a sudden, they're going to give me a presentation after me saying football been rigged, after me saying their family did everything they did, all this stuff I've been talking that smoke, and they want to invite me into an award show to give me a special award for something.
Shout out to him on that one. I mean, what do I gotta say? Like now, I'll tell you this much. I am, I have a lot of knowledge, but you never really hear me talk about the gematria stuff, right? I talk about numbers. I'm big on numbers, so I pay attention. Like this show was about what? It was about the 1 and the 4, right? So I can't sit there and act like I don't talk about numbers. I do talk about numbers. But the whole gematria shit, that's not my lane. Do I pay attention to it? Yes, of course. I pay close attention to it. There are people that do the whole gematria thing. I'm usually a student to that. I'll listen to what they gotta say, you know. I'll have my opinion on it. I don't really just knock it. The only thing about gematria I would say is there's, from what I know, there's a case for both teams, right? So all my years of paying attention to gematria, I hear people say, "Oh, okay, this number because of this number and this number. If you add this number, or this is the whatever of this, right? This says that, for instance, right? Oh, the Chiefs is gonna win. It's a line for the Chiefs to win, right? Let's say, for instance, we have the Super Bowl matchup already. Let's say it's, I don't know, Eagles versus Chiefs again for the third time, right? And you got somebody's doing gematria, right? And he's good at gematria. So he's saying this is the prime number of this, and that number equals Chiefs. So yes, the Chiefs are a lock to win the playoffs. I mean, to win the Super Bowl, right? Okay, fine. But then you'll have another guy who's also a quote unquote master at gematria as well. And he does his thing, boom, 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 boom. And he comes up with some type of number that represents the Eagles winning. See what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so at this point, who's gonna win? Because both of you guys are gematria heads. There's a case for him, but there's also a case for him. AKA there's a case for the Chiefs. AKA there's a case for the Eagles. So who do we go with? So I think that's the problem that I have with gematria, that there's a case for both teams. So that's why I don't get into it. I don't try to get in like doing that stuff, because once you put me in that position, it's like, why should I feed that out to you guys? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of stay away from that. But do I listen to it? Yeah, I have an open ear for that all the way. Yeah. You know, tell me why. Prove your case to me why that team's supposed to win based on your whole gematria. And I'll listen. But then I'll see somebody else have a case for the other team. Only one team can win. There's no ties in the Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying? Unfortunately, there's no ties. Somebody has to win. But why is there a case, a quote unquote guaranteed case for both teams? Somebody ain't right.
Me?
You know what I'm saying? Yes, Mello. Like, yeah, they was trying to set him up, make him look like he was crazy, and he don't know what he's talking about. That's what it sounds like he's alluding to. That's what it sounds like he's alluding to because he says the NFL don't rock with him, but yet they want to give him an award or celebrate him. And he's speaking up about it. So I need to know like what went wrong with him in the NFL. Like what was the real fallout? It's something that we probably don't know about. I would like to know what the real fallout was. We have to know what that was. Right? That's okay, yeah. That's why I had to share that with you guys. With that, I wanna further dive into all his videos, do a show on all his videos, because I never got to do that. For all you guys that's been rocking with me, you know, since I first started the whole rig scripting and fix segment, never really got to talk about him as a whole, you know, briefly talk about him for like 2-3 minutes or something, but doing a whole do a show on him. Cause he says some interesting things, right? And you know, I basically have all his videos talking about it, but I actually want to speak to him. I do. I really would like to speak to him, so I will reach out and let's see if I can get that for you guys. You know, he sounds like he just wants to get the info out. So I'm like, you know, listen, this is my platform. You know, no funny business. You know, um, I just want you to school the guys. You know, school my guys on what it is because y'all know my stance, right? I don't like to talk like the NFL is real. Me, yeah, you guys know that. If you notice how I talk, I don't like to talk like it's real. If I'm talking rig, script, and fixed, it won't make no sense, right? So I can't call this shit rig, script, fixed, but then I'm talking like this is really real. And that's me personally. I know there's a million other people that probably feel different, but I really do. But I'll tell you my stance at least. I'll say this. I'll say this. I don't think there's no chance in the world a bunch of billionaires, I say it all the time, a bunch of billionaires is going to pay a couple of just got out of college kids millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And also, those young kids can also decide the fate on what happens on the field. I don't think there's no way that's actually true. The billionaires is going to determine what happens on the field. I don't think that these billionaires is just going to pay millions of dollars to these players, and these players can also determine what happens on the field. That's the best way I can put it. When anybody asks me my stance on sports, that's how I say it. Strictly like that. I don't make it difficult. I straight to the point the way I say it. I'm paying you all these dollars. But by me paying you all these dollars, trust and believe, I'm going to determine what happens at the end of this game. Because this is my business. And I'm talking as if I was an owner, right? Or if I ran a league. All of us as a collector, us the owners, we determine what happens on the field, right? But in order for us to determine what happens on the field, we have to pay you nicely. That's another reason why for anybody that's new to me, what do I always say to quarterbacks who get paid? Quarterbacks who get paid fake injuries. I said that. Quarterbacks who get paid fake injuries. Why? It's because they're getting paid. Personal opinion. Let me make sure I say that. Personal opinion. They get paid to take a step back so the quarterback behind them can get some shine. Brock Purdy, right? I tell you what, I I personally think the whole Deshaun Watson thing was fake. I think that whole thing was fake because ironically, he got a big ass contract after those allegations, not before, but after. Soon as he became a Brown, how is he getting paid so much money like that when you don't even know what's his fate gonna be? Or you don't even know what's gonna happen. You don't even know what his career is gonna be like because it's already known that he's some type of a creep, right? There may be people out there in Cleveland, or there may be people that want to protest against him and don't want to deal with him because of that situation, right? So why would these owners pay him millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars like that? I personally think, listen, Deshaun, you are a generational talent, right? But you are not the guy that we are looking at. We have our guy, Patrick Mahomes. Because Deshaun Watson is a better player than Patrick Mahomes. Let's get that straight. In real football, he's a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is our guy, and you have all those other guys, right? So what we're gonna do for you, right? We're gonna have you have a scandal. This is just my opinion. My opinion. We're gonna have you have a scandal. We may need you to fall back, right? But we are going to reward you handsomely. Why is he getting rewarded handsomely? He never won no Super Bowl. He never played in the Super Bowl. We're going to reward you handsomely, Deshaun. And oh yeah, also I need you to get injured as well. Yeah, get injured. You guys see what I'm saying? Like every time a certain quarterback gets paid, and all of a sudden like he gets hurt or some shit like that happens. This is the year of the backup quarterbacks, right? I thought last year was the year of the backup quarterbacks. And shit, I'm starting to think that this is the year of the backup quarterbacks. Fake these injuries so these backup quarterbacks can get some shine for a couple of weeks. Because as I stated, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, a lot of quarterbacks don't feel no need to go to the NFL if they're not going to have no shine. If they're not going to play, what's the sense of playing? So we need to have, all right, fake an injury so you can play. You might take the number one spot, depending on what the situation is, right? Every year, there's quarterbacks that come out of college that go to the NFL. Mostly all these quarterbacks that go to the NFL, that go to college, want to go to the NFL, so there won't be enough. Think about it. I'm talking about enough stars. You're gonna have to cut these guys. Guys who are starting quarterbacks now soon is gonna have to get cut. They'll end up being a backup to the point where now they're third string, and then to the point where they're pushed out, right? Because there's always gonna be a new guy coming in. That's just how it is. And I'm surprised people don't even see that. So instead of just kicking them out, let's have something happen to them to justify why they are not the number one guy no more for that team. Come on, y'all gotta understand. I see things differently. See what I'm saying, y'all? The players are paid puppets. That's right, King. Mr. Randy, yeah, that Washington situation never made no sense. It never made no sense at all if you really think about it, because none of it was true. None of it was true. We're going to pay you to take a step back. We got other people that also Joe Flacco. We gonna let's make him shine, right? We got other people coming in. Deion Sanders' son. Of course he's gonna play. We all know that. They playing the same game with him. They just making you guys wait. Shador, don't worry about it. You're gonna play. We just need you to go out there on the field and act like you anticipating to play. You know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna keep the cameras on you and things like that. We're gonna have the media talk down on you, say you're immature, you're that. We gotta stir it up. Just so when you do play, it's a grand entrance. That type of shit. We all know we've seen this play before plenty of times. They gotta change it up. Well, matter of fact, they don't gotta change it up because a lot of people still they still zombied. You know what I'm saying? NFL still has their mind eating the brain, right? So maybe I guess if it's working, you don't fix it, right? That type of thing. So yeah, shout out to them for that. Maybe they don't gotta change it, but maybe I'm just bugging. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's just backups. Let's make sure the backups shine. We're gonna make even the guys who look. Shit, Sam Darnold. It's about his time now. If you know, the starting from last year. Now look how he's doing even this year. It's like his time now. Mac Jones. Look what's going on with Mac Jones. He was so with the Patriots, but now look at him. Right? I mean, look at all these type of players. Look at all these backups now getting shine through injuries. And if these injuries happen to be real, I think they're over exaggerated. I'll say that. Let's over exaggerate this injury. Let's take a step back for a couple weeks. Because this all doesn't happen at one time. Right? Mr. Randy says the 2026 NFL draft got a possible 10 quarterbacks coming out. 10 quarterbacks. 10 notable quarterbacks. You see what I'm saying? How many teams the NFL got? 32. So that's 10. That's 10. That's 10 that's coming in. Right? 10 that's coming in. Now, you still got to think about the quarterbacks who ain't going to lose no spot. Like a Patrick Mahomes. Right? Or Lamar, no matter where he goes. Right? Or Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts. There's certain quarterbacks who ain't going to lose that spot. They have to push these guys out some way, somehow. But in order to do that, we are going to reward you handsomely. I'm going to pay you nice because I need you to step back. I don't understand why people don't see that. That's why I never get excited off a quarterback play. When I see it, I'm like, yeah. No, because if this so-called player was that good like that, once you make him the starter now, keep him as the regular starter, not the backup. Keep him as the regular starter. You understand? These guys who are backups can't just keep sitting warming the bench like that and not play. I think I think it's coming to a point where a lot of these guys are like, I don't want to do it. Or you don't find it funny how we have this whole NIL thing as a big deal nowadays, right? Because a lot of dudes know that, yo, listen, I ain't going to be shit in the NFL. And what I mean by I ain't going to be shit, I have talent, but I just know that I won't be that guy. I'm going to have to play second, third fiddle, right? And really not be able to show my talent and make this money. So, listen, let me get all this money I can here as a college player. You go fuck if I get drafted or not. You guys got to understand the play. It's all the play, people. It's all the play. It doesn't happen like that in real sports. So I see things differently. Straight to the point. That's why I don't have no favorite team. Shout out to Troj or Troj DK19. He came in the building right before we out. He got in. Shout out to him on that one. He says, yeah, Lamar Jackson this year. Agreed, the hamstring injury. We all know what that is. It's over-exaggerated. Drop a bomb for him on that one. We know that. It's all over exaggerated, people. But I'm not here to change nobody's minds. I don't want to do that. But when you guys do complain about what happened in a certain game, you got to understand where is it coming from. That's why I don't put my feelings in this shit. Like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen. I just needed to know when. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I can understand why leagues can spit in people's face, because nobody's going to do nothing about it. You got to remember, a lot of people watch sports to escape reality. You do know that, right? We've all done that. Probably work on Monday through Friday. You get the weekend off. You don't want to worry about work. You want to have your beer, your drink, your smoke, whatever it is. You have your buddies, or even if you're watching it alone or watching it with your girl, whatever. You want to watch sports, you want to cheer for the team that you rock with, your hometown team or a certain player you like. Yo, listen, we've all done that. But you got to understand what it is. You got to understand what you're watching. That way your feelings don't really get into that shit. Our feelings don't get into it. Once I started to realize what it was, I'm like, okay, yeah. Just, it's business. So I look at it as a business. They're saying Lamar might not be playing again this week. They holding him off for a reason. I do believe this is his what they call that. This is his vacation. You know, great players do get vacation during the season, not just the off season, but they get vacation during the season too. Right? I remember hearing something about is this gonna be Lamar's script year? I mean, Peyton Manning year or some shit like that. Yeah, but you got, I mean, he has to win a Super Bowl. That's another conversation for another time. We've been there plenty of times, right? So yeah, the for the members, right? For anybody that's a member, one of the games will be the Packers versus the Steelers. I will send that out to you guys. I'm gonna look over college once again, right? I'm gonna look over it once again and see what makes sense. But I tell you what, my favorite game of the week it happens to be the standalone 8 o'clock game, Packers versus the Steelers. I'm going to send that out to you guys, right, along with the other games. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, Tom Brady got 2 or 3 vacations. Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just about vacation time. Lamar ain't winning no Super Bowl. Huh? There you go. I guess we know what it is, right? Shout out to every single one of y'all. Right? Like I said, members, be on the lookout. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. This is just part 1 of this. Well, I don't honestly talking about the 1 versus the 4 seed. Yeah, officially, you could probably call this a part 1. But there definitely has to be a part 2. It's not done because once I give you all the other info, it's enough, right? Like I said, I'm gonna try to work on that, getting that interview, right? Because I think y'all need it. Y'all need to hear it. Y'all need to hear it. Yeah, so this is what we're gonna do. Anybody that just got in, make sure y'all watch the playback. And shit, what else we got going on? Watch that playback, comment, like, subscribe. Y'all better stop playing. But now on some that Kenny? Cause that's not Kenley. Am I saying it right? Am I saying the word? Am I saying it right? Cause I like to say it right. I don't want to be sounding stupid and shit like that. Got a bomb. Reckless Vogs, he got in. Not unless he goes to a native team. Listen, Make sure y'all hit me up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Right? We had a good show. We was on hour and a half. Watch this playback. Let me know what y'all think. The 1 versus the 4 seed and all that good shit. I need to know. Is it rigged? Is it scripted? Is it fixed? I don't know. You tell me. I'ma see y'all on the next one. So we gotta do part 2 on this. Cause I have more clues for y'all. We ain't done. Stay tuned for the next one this week. We out.